What is up, everybody? Welcome to the AEW Dynamite Post Show. It's your girl, Denise Salcedo, joined by Righteous Reg, and it is Wednesday, September 10th, and we have a pretty damn good show to get into here today. But first and foremost, Reg, how are you?
It's your favorite rapper, your favorite writer, your favorite podcaster. Wednesday night, Dynamite. It's the California Connection. I'm feeling pretty good, Denise. I thought that was a fun episode of Dynamite. We are on our way to AEW All Out in Canada. I think that shit's going to be pretty hot, Denise. And I think they established what the big matches are going to be on this show. Emphasis on what the main events are going to be. We got some cool announcements about some other developing matches. I think this is going to be really fun show.
All right, I want to start with my favorite part of the show. And my favorite part, I got to give my flowers. I got to bow down today to the women because Skye Blue and Toni Storm freaking killed it today in the
Rocked
street
it.
fight that they have. Oh my God. I'm sorry, Reg. That was my favorite part of the show today. I thought, I was looking forward to this match, but I wasn't necessarily thinking that they were going to do as many creative bits as they did.
Right.
I mean, we saw Skye Blue literally staple Toni Storm in the tits and the cooch and the butt. We saw Toni Storm channel her inner Sandman. And we also saw Skye Blue get swatted with a bug zapper. I didn't even know those existed. And then also we saw Toni Storm get put through a table with a bunch of mouse traps. I thought that they really put a lot of thought into the match. And I had a great time with it. I was saying during the show watch along that this was my favorite Skye Blue match that I've seen of hers. I feel like she really felt like she was coming into she feels like she's coming into her own person, and this looks like something like this style of a match with the stip and the violence. I don't know, it just fits Skye Blue very nicely.
Yeah, AEW is starting to set a nice little trend with women's hardcore matches, and they usually hit pretty hard. I think today they added some things that we hadn't seen before. They had a jackass style table with mouse traps all over it. I think that was great. I think that when Skye Blue turns into this different kind of character, takes on a different kind of gear when she's in these hardcore matches, is really what showed in this match. Because Toni Storm's been on a great run. She's been doing all these things, but the way that Skye was stapling her butt and her boobs and her coochie and just trying to really get Toni off guard and doing kind of hardcore things out of her regular realm. I think that's what showed a lot in this. But Toni Storm just being Toni Storm, weathering the storm, as they say, dropping Skye on her head with a couple of Storm Zeros on the chair, just overwhelming her. This was super fun, Denise. I understand why you liked it. It had the great plunder. They built to the spots. It was a fun hardcore match. You don't see a lot of them in the women's division. You don't see a lot of them on Dynamite.
No, I think that AEW did a really good job of in their residency with the 2300 arena to channel that ECW spirit, because we
Yes.
saw it instantly with Darby and Claudio with this. Like they did something every week so that you could get that hardcore spirit in the building. And I think
Right.
that's what kind of made these shows very special. And that's it after this, right? Like this is the last Dynamite at the 2300 arena. I'm a little bit bummed. I kind of liked the shows in the field because it was close, it was intimate, but it had a lot of energy. I like seeing the wrestlers, well, specifically FTR, kind of going at it with some of the fans. I
Mhm.
liked that flavor that it brought to the show.
Yeah, the intimate setting really did something in this arena in Chicago. The last couple of residencies that they've had have really shown what makes AEW the alternate, what makes it as strong, having the fans be able to really interact with the show and different look. It's smaller venues, but visually it looks good. It sounds good. The wrestlers the fans are super hot for the stuff. They pick really good cities, wrestling cities for these residencies, and I think it's really working out. This is a historic venue. They've done a couple of historic bits in here to pay tribute to ECW. Like tonight, Toni Storm was paying tribute to Sandman with a lot of it. She had the kendo stick. She came down, did the can on her head and all these things. I think them paying tribute to Taz a couple of weeks ago, all the things that they've done to be we're in this historic arena, but we're adding our own stamp, has been great. I'm sad that they're leaving, like you are too, Denise.
I know, but I'm pretty sure maybe they'll revisit this at some point. Like when they did the
Definitely.
Hammerstein Ballroom, that was really fun
They're
too.
going
I
back.
think doing those. Did they already announce that they were going back to Hammerstein?
Was it officially announced? I know that I've seen a few people talking about it. I saw Bandito did an interview either today or yesterday where he was saying now it's his goal to wrestle a match in the Hammerstein Ballroom because last time he got the concussion, he got injured before getting in there. So that's on his bucket list. I think they might have announced for December because I know that they're supposed to be back there. I don't know if it's official yet.
Okay,
It
because
should be.
I don't think I've seen anything yet, so I wasn't really sure if they were going back or not.
Mhm.
But I think doing those kind of residencies, I feel like it makes people like want to go more. They did a
Yeah.
residency. What was the last one that they did it in? Chicago, right? Remember
Chicago.
they did that one? Yeah, I
Mhm.
remember there was people here that were messaging us saying like, "Oh, I went to one night and I had so much fun that I decided to go the next night." I
Yep.
just feel like it's a really easy way to sort of stamp your presence there for a while. I like it. And I kind
Yeah.
of want to see a little bit more of this instead of just constantly going from like town to town, which is cool, of course. But I mean, hey, I want them to come down here at some point. But no,
We'd like a residency.
yeah, I like the unique venues having the
Me too.
residencies like that. I think it just
Yeah.
makes it feel like, I don't know, it's easier for me to remember things too, because I can pinpoint, like, oh, yeah, this is where it was at. This is where they did this part of the storyline. I don't know. It just gives it its own unique identity.
Yeah, and an easy way to digest, I think. And like I was saying, I think picking hardcore wrestling towns to Chicago, Philadelphia, New York, the places that go to wrestling on a weekly basis, sometimes a nightly, every couple of days, like basis. These fans are hardcore. They're going to continue to show up. They've been watching wrestling for a long time. They're hardcores. It feels so funny, Denise. Like this continuous talk on AEW and if they need to change or what the things that they're doing, they're continuously catering to hardcore wrestling fans. I've never in my life been catered to every single week. Like there's a wrestling show and
Damn, Reg,
something
rip your love life.
I mean, straight up, there's something on every wrestling show that's like, this is for Reg. He's been watching religiously as a wrestling fan, and a lot of times they told him to shut the fuck up for even being here. Now it's a wrestling company that's like, here's something you're gonna like, and then next week I'm gonna like something. It feels good. They for a long time, hardcore fans were the big losers, and they always blah blah blah. But now, like to be catered to, it feels good. It's changed.
Someone cue Destiny's Child to cater to you.
Oh my
Come on,
God.
you know it,
Stop
Reg.
it. Leave it.
He's like, I've never been catered
It's
to
true
this
though.
way.
Listen, as a wrestling fan, I've been shamed a lot of times, and I have not been shamed. I'm happy about it.
Honestly, I feel like we're constantly being shamed as I mean, I could do an entire podcast on being shamed for being a wrestling fan, and that depresses me actually.
Yes. The amount of times I heard you still watch wrestling with like that tone, I'm like, oh, yeah.
All the time. Okay, if you haven't heard, you still watch wrestling? I used to watch wrestling when I was a little kid.
Denise, I used to watch
Everyone here
wrestling
has
when I
heard
was a
this.
kid. If I had $1 for that, I'd have $1,000,000. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm a fucking nerd still. Say it. You're saying it. I hear you.
Yeah, I don't even be saying nothing anymore. I just go, yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, no, let's change the subject. Let's change the subject.
Because I'm not going to sit and argue with you. You win. You're right.
Wait,
Yeah.
Reg. So I have to tell you something. Okay, so
You can't even say it.
okay, so my neighbor,
Uh-huh.
my neighbor down the street follows me on Instagram because they
Oh,
have a
shit.
party rental company and
Okay.
I rented from them for my birthday party this May.
Right,
I've
right.
lived here for 3 years now. And now they're liking my reaction videos and I told my husband about it. I was like, "Our neighbor saw my reaction videos and he was like, "We have to fucking move."
You gotta
So we
move.
have to
You
move.
gotta move. If I knew like some loser was doing reaction videos in my same neighborhood, like something would be done about it.
They've been liking my reaction videos to
Wow.
wrestling, Reg.
Wow. And they see you walking down the street, they're like, there's that nerd in her wrestling videos.
Think about it. If your neighbor knew of your fandom, how would you feel?
And Denise is like nerding out on, like, if you don't know her, you just saw her, she's like, and then blah, blah, blah. Like another wrestling guy did a wrestling thing
Gotta
to a
move
wrestling
now.
person.
Like
And
that's
you're
it.
like,
I gotta move, Reg. Like that's it. There's no ands, ifs, or buts.
I wonder what it sounds like when you don't know what wrestling is and you're just like, and then Bronson Reed came and slammed Roman Reigns, and they're like, what the fuck is she talking about?
My mom follows me on social media. She sees what I post, and she said that she thinks that I make wrestling seem interesting based
Okay.
off the things that I say. I
Ah.
actually had another girl who works at a agency, but she's not a wrestling fan. Like she's not a wrestling fan, but she works at an agency, and her job has recently required her to learn about wrestling. So she told me that she followed my account,
Ah.
and she said that she felt that that I make wrestling seem fun. And I was like, okay, so I had two girls. Well, one of them is my mom, but still tell me that. Like, my mom's not gonna bury
Hey,
my
my
work.
mom thinks I'm cool.
My mom thinks I make wrestling fun.
I had two girls. One of them was my mom. Ignore that part. They think I'm cool.
All right. I'm gonna go ask my neighbor. She's a lady too, so
Uh,
I'm gonna go ask her. I'll be like, "What you think about my wrestling
you
content?"
might be 3 for 3. The non-wrestling fans might be like, you make it sound cool, even though it's dorky.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Alrighty here. We got infamous Raider Loco who says off topic, but Saturday is all Canelo. Viva Mexico cabrones. LFG Canelo, says infamous Raider Loco. Yeah, my grandma's gonna be watching.
this
My
is
my family likes boxing.
this will probably be the biggest boxing match in a long time. On Netflix, Canelo always puts up fucking big numbers. People are waiting for this. This is going to be gigantic. I'm going to watch that shit.
Yeah. We got Jacob Tatum here. Jacob, thank you so much for the support. He says, Denise, did you and Reg know that Athena has been the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion for over 1,000 days?
Yep.
Equals complete dominance. And Hangman Fletcher promo was absolutely lit. Also, what is your favorite holiday? Oh, I love that,
Nice.
Jacob. That was a good way to like wrap it up. Like in the end, I was like, wait, where is this going? I thought you were going to ask a wrestling question.
Nope. That's how you finish it right there. Great question, Jacob. And we discussed Athena a little bit earlier. 1,000 days. I think that's might be the catalyst to them getting that belt off of her, but I don't know. Maybe they'll get to 2,000. Who knows? We'll get into the promo here. Favorite holiday. That's the part I'm really trying to get to, Denise. It's a,
I have mine.
what's yours?
Mine
Is it
used
Halloween?
to be no, mine used to be hold on. So mine used to be Easter.
Easter?
That was my favorite holiday. But
Okay.
now I'm thinking it's Halloween. So I think I switched.
I'm not a spooky guy. I'm not one of those. Oh, I love Halloween when it's
You get
October. I
scared,
just blah blah
Reg?
blah. But I like the festivities. Like I like people dressing up. I like parties. Like I like everything about Halloween. So I might. It's gonna sound weird. I might pick Halloween just because people like. I mean, I know we see it all the time with like conventions and stuff, but people like being beyond themselves and like dressing up and having a good time. That's fun. That's fun.
You
No
go
matter
trick
how
or
old you
treating
are.
still, Reg?
I wish they need to have adult trick or treating. I'm gonna start this. Look
I
me
still
up.
go trick or treating. I take the kids
Well, it's
all the
because you
time.
kind of look like one. Put on a costume, you're fit right
I
in,
mean, they
little
don't
shorty.
know. I put a costume, walk out with my pumpkin. They don't
Right?
need to know.
Exactly. You're one of them.
Yo, but I be liking my neighborhood because they give like bags of popcorn and shit. Last time they gave little neon light wands and things. It's lit
So
over
you
here.
no Christmas or Thanksgiving for you? You don't care?
No, I think Christmas is kind of like everyone's favorite holiday, and I'm trying to be like, I don't want to be like everybody else. Plus,
Halloween is up there. A lot of people say that now. There's a lot of I just love October.
okay, can I
blah,
be
blah,
honest?
blah."
Okay, so I've said this before and I got a lot of shit for it. People were like, what's wrong with you? I hate Christmas music.
No, I think that's
Like,
pretty
I
fair.
don't like it.
And
And
I
I
know
kind of
why.
like, I'm not a big Christmas fan like that.
If anybody worked retail for a long time, that is why. If you
Right here,
hear
baby.
those fucking, I worked at KB Toys and they would fucking play they would start in like July and they just read the same songs. I know. I'm like, you worked in retail. That's the easiest way to know. Do you hate Christmas music? Yes, you worked in retail. There you go.
Reg, I did 3 years at DC Shoes, 3 years at Coach Factory. Okay, worse. I did 3 years at Nordstrom's,
At
and
the mall
then
too, right?
yeah, at the mall,
Yeah.
like at the
Yep.
mall, like
Mhm.
this, like I'm telling you, like I did retail, like I've been there. I know
Yeah.
exactly what it's like. So yeah, I hate Christmas music, and the only thing I like about Christmas is getting presents.
Come on, Denise. That's the first rule you're not supposed to be into for
Okay,
Christmas.
anybody who says that they're not into getting presents for Christmas is lying, okay? Stop lying.
I mean, if there comes to a point like I'm not like Christmas is coming up, I'm getting gifts. If you have like a significant other, that makes a lot more sense. But like, it's more about like giving and making people happy when you're old.
Oh my gosh, Reg, you sound oh, that's right. You were Santa Claus.
I was Santa, yeah, Black Santa.
Yeah, for those of you
Hmm.
who don't know, Reg was like legitimately Black Santa.
Yep,
Yeah, there you
yep,
go.
yep.
Congratulations, Reg. Now I
I want to
just
be
look like the
Black Santa
Grinch.
again. You are a Grinch. You're like, I just like the gifts. I hate the music. I hate the kids. I'm like, damn, Denise, you're
I did
screwed.
not say I hate the kids.
I hate the kids. I hate that they have their little trees. You're the Grinch.
All right. Well, you know what I didn't hate? Hangman and Kyle Fletcher. We need to talk about this because if you've been listening to our podcast, you guys know how we feel about both of these individuals. And when we were talking about who's next for Hangman, who's next for Hangman, we had thrown out Kyle Fletcher,
Yeah.
but I think we kind of resulted in the idea of, oh, that's probably not going to happen because he's so busy, doing his own thing with his own championship. And he's had a couple of matches where he's defended the title, but doesn't really feel like there's a huge person there for Hangman Page at the moment.
Not glaring. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So I feel like Kyle Fletcher was the only like real big option for Hangman
Mhm.
Page. I don't want to say only. I'm not saying there's not
No.
other people, but Kyle Fletcher kind of has like a different sort of he's climbed up the ladder. He really,
Yeah.
really has. And even those mini interactions that we saw with Hangman and Kyle last week were so good. And so when I saw Reg that he called him out on Collision, yo, that was the first thing that I saw that I was so mad that I didn't tune into Collision when I saw that. I was like, damn it, my Kyle Fletcher called out Hangman. What? I was so mad that I missed it.
Yeah.
So now this is happening. The match has been made official for All Out, but this was cool because Kyle was basically like getting in his face saying, like, everyone's saying about me and my potential, but you guys don't get to decide when my potential is. You don't get to decide when my prime is, my peak. I decide, and it's right now. It was fire. I love this.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the thing that I liked about it was Hangman was kind of giving up a lot of the facts that Will Ospreay was giving up when he was in the thing with Fletcher. He's like, listen, this is the big time. I know we talk about like all the fans are saying you're next up, the office is saying you're next up, the internet saying you're next up, but are you ready for this? Can you really, when it comes down to me and you in this ring, the pressure's on? Can you really do it? Is it your time right now? Or is this the setup for the future? And Fletcher keeps hearing that. He's like, look, everybody keeps telling me the future, the future, I'm the future, I'm the future. No, I'm now. I'm the TNT champion right now. I've been beating people's asses all over AEW. And like you're saying, Denise, when we were looking at the landscape of who could possibly challenge Hangman Adam Page, we look, you of course you go down the list of the heels and you're like, well, who can fill this, who can do this? Kyle Fletcher was huge for us just because we knew what he had been doing. He's coming off a bunch of great showings and matches, just became the TNT champion. So he's kind of been one of the flagships on Collision. He's been ready for this moment. Every match that he had, he looks like a big star. Denise and I talked to him during the press in Texas, and he felt like right then, Denise, where I was like, oh, this guy's ready. Like he's ready for media. He talks well. He's like all the things beyond in the ring, and I look great as champion. He's ready for those things too. So I knew he was ready for this moment. And I think today's shown even more. Being face to face with Hangman Adam Page, the world champion, and looking like you're supposed to be there and not giving into pressure of the fans trying to get into you for your socks or them trying to change the story of that, and just sitting there and taking it in, Denise, and being like, there's nothing going to get me off guard. I want that championship, and that's all I'm focused on.
He played good to the crowd. He didn't let it phase him or
Mm-mm.
weaken him. No, like he grew stronger with it. I knew Kyle Fletcher was that guy. The one of the first times we saw him wrestle Will Ospreay,
Yeah.
when they kind of just did like the friendly amigo match against each other when they weren't beefing yet. Then when they actually got into the feud with him and Will, that was when I saw that's when I had the vision. That's when I'm like, all right, Kyle Fletcher, he's that guy. He's gonna be that guy.
Yes.
And like legit, I really do think that that was the feud that really made me see it. And now I've just been wanting to like continue seeing it because it's been good stuff. Honestly, I'm a fan.
And especially after we saw that cage match, Denise, when we saw what he did with Ospreay in that cage, and I was like, oh, this guy. It's funny because in the back of my mind, I was thinking like, when Ospreay is done, this guy is right. Like, I wasn't thinking like Ospreay's going to be out with injury and he's going to have to cover that spot. But I was thinking they got Kyle Fletcher. Like, they got Swerve, they got Ospreay, they got Max, they got all these guys that are top stars. But like right there on the cusp, ready to be the next one is Kyle Fletcher, and now we're totally seeing it.
Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Jacob. That was a great super chat. We got Sheldon here. Sheldon, thank you so much for the love as always. He says, this is now officially the third year in a row that the IWGP World title match at Forbidden Door is the catalyst for a heel turn in AEW with Garcia's heel turn tonight. Perry before, Mox, and now Garcia. See, this is why we always rely on Sheldon, who is really good at remembering stuff. So that was a really big moment on the show today. Look, what you are going to get on this podcast on this subject is going to be night and day difference between me and Reg, because somehow
you're a hater.
Reg fucking drank the crazy juice and is out here
baby.
shipping the DeathRiders like no tomorrow. And meanwhile, while you have me, who's not really a big DeathRiders fan, and where do I begin with this? Because I can't rely on you right now, Reg. Okay,
what you mean?
Cuckoo. You're cuckoo. You're crazy. All right. I'm not even gonna trust your opinions on this freaking feud or whatever the hell is happening. All right. One, I thought, okay, look, Daniel Garcia. They were basically telling the story he was going to join the DeathRiders. Okay, fine. Cool. It adds something new to the DeathRiders. We're going to see a different side of Daniel Garcia. Cool. I was having fun booing him. And then the execution came down, and I was just not feeling it. I was not feeling it, Reg. I'm sorry. I know it's one moment, but like completely missing the chair like that felt like I made a joke earlier. It felt like 50 Cent throwing the baseball.
But he still hit the move though.
Afterwards, once John Moxley was John Moxley went in there like fucking dad.
Before that. Even if if I curb stomp you on the ring, that still hurts too.
Just right, but he set up the chair for a reason, Reg.
He was nervous. There's butterflies in the sky. I could fly twice as high. Listen, do you hate Daniel Garcia in the DeathRiders, or you just hated that moment?
I hated that moment.
Okay, that's fair.
It was just that moment. Okay. Yeah. Because I thought at first I was like, okay, Daniel Garcia in the DeathRiders, all right, whatever. But the ending, I was just like, yo, come on.
I think it's okay. It'll be fine. It's all going to be saved. I like the story that they've been telling the last couple of weeks. John Moxley has been trying to mentor or get into the head of Daniel Garcia and be like, look, you're over here. You've been in these big moments, but you haven't really won anything. You have nothing to show for all the accomplishments that you've tried to get here in AEW. You've been here for some years. You need to come over here with us, be with the DeathRiders. We're always on TV. Denise hates us because we're in like 4 or 5 segments.
Either. He can't dance no more. He can't dance on DeathRiders.
He's like, we're in 4 or 5 segments on every show. So you could come down and be with us, learn something like you to become this guy. One thing.
Didn't they do something like this with Daniel before?
Now that was with
when he was with the Jericho Appreciation Society. Wasn't it the Jazz?
That was the Jazz. I was going to say it wasn't the DeathRiders. It was Bryan Danielson was trying to
get him out of Jericho's Appreciation Society. And that's when they were getting the, are you a sports entertainer or are you a wrestler? And the fans would chant, you're a wrestler. Okay, we've been here before. Okay, I've seen them trying to get Daniel Garcia into a group to kind of like fully come out, and have his moment. So maybe the DeathRiders will finally do it for him.
The one thing I fucking hated, black hoodie reveal, you sons of bitches, fucking don't.
I thought it was Gabe Kidd though. I prefer I prefer a black hoodie reveal over fucking turning off the lights and giving me PTSD.
I'll take lights over
black hoodie reveal.
Bloodline is black hoodies now. They stole it. That's theirs. Every time there's a black hoodie reveal, it's Bloodline. So you gotta choose something else.
Black hoodie reveal better than turning down the lights. That's all I gotta say.
Are there only 2 options? Can there be more? Is that the only
Okay,
thing we
fine. The
have?
next guy's gonna come in an umbrella. He's gonna have an umbrella. It's gonna be shut. He's gonna go in there.
I like lucha mask reveal, even if it's not a luchador you're fucking with. Like he could have
No,
came down.
I actually
Daniel
don't like lucha mask reveal either.
Daniel
It's just
Garcia could have
goofy, like,
came down in a Bandito mask, and we would have thought he's a Bandito fan. Rips it off. Actually, it's me.
okay, out of the 3 options, maybe that one. Yeah, I still like my umbrella idea. Go out there and
The umbrella, the idea is the worst idea I've ever heard. The Mary Poppins reveal. What is this?
Mary Poppins. Yo, the Mary Poppins reveal. Let's go. That's what I want to see in my wrestling.
That sounds horrible.
All right, fine. He comes out of a cake. I don't know. What else is there? There's literally nothing else unless the fucking UPS man comes in and takes him out of a box.
He comes out of them willing down one of those big ass cakes would be so funny. They're like, "Why is that cake here?" Somebody pops
Or an
up the
egg.
top.
They bring AEW's own version of the gobbledygook. I can't say gobbledygook. Gobbledygook.
I don't think I can say it.
Gobbledygooker.
Gobbledy? Is it gobbly? Is it
It's
gobbly?
gobbly.
Gobbly? It's not the gobbly gooker.
Gobbledygooker. I can't say it. I can just say the gooker part.
Gobbly.
Gobbly.
Is it gobbly? Gobbly. Gooker?
Gobbly.
Gobbly. I don't think it's gobbly.
Hold on, let me hear it. Let's see. Oh, it's gobbledy.
Gobbledy. Yeah.
You gotta say it like that. Gobbledy.
Gobbledy. Gobbledygooker. Yeah, there it is right there. The gobbledygooker. The gobbledygooker. That sounds racist a little bit. Like calling somebody a gooker sounds crazy. Get out of here, you fucking gooker.
Yo, who knows? It might mean something that we don't
I
even
know.
know.
I might be canceled.
We don't know.
Like,
we're innocent.
Could you believe Red said gooker on the pod? He's out of here. Get out of here, you fucking
like the
gooker.
worst thing ever, and we're out here saying it like 100 times.
Girl, do not say gooker. It's a slang for something terrible. Get out of here, you fucking gooker. Gobbledy. Gobbledygooker.
Where were we at? Oh, yeah. So maybe he comes out in an egg with AEW's version of the gobbledygooker.
No, horrible idea. Thank you.
I would take the egg anytime over the lights. That's
Listen,
where
we're gonna have to start experimenting, I think, Denise, because hoodie reveals and lights out they're done in wrestling. Start something new.
All right. Well, we'll find out what else we got. All right. Thank you so much, Sheldon. We got Infamous Raider Loco here who says, also, Reg, I know you ain't a Raiders fan, but I need the Oakland support for the Raiders versus Chargers Monday night football going against Santi's Chargers. Boo LFG. Are you going to root for the Raiders or who are you rooting for, Reg?
I'll cheer for my former hometown boys, the Oakland Raiders. I'll cheer from Oakland. And hopefully they'll beat those. San Diego, I don't know too many people in San Diego myself, Denise. So got to pick us over that.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know anybody in San Diego besides Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, 619.
That's the only person that I know. Oh, the Bella Twins, don't they live in San Diego?
I think they live in Phoenix.
Maybe they moved. I don't know. They used to live in San Diego, though. I swear I saw that on Total Divas. All right. Well, that's my extent of San Diego. All right. We got Infamous Raider Loco here who says, no offense, when I hear you still watch wrestling, I say you still watch Star Wars fake. You still watch Friends fake. Novelas fake. Any series fake. Shut your mouth.
Love Island.
So I don't care.
Name
yeah. Honestly, though, Frank is right because I think wrestling fans, we get so much shit. And it's like everything else that people watch is fake.
Name one thing. It's on TV. Fake.
Exactly. No, and one time I caught myself. I felt like a jerk, actually, because I was making fun of my mom because she loves reality TV programming. And I was like, I'm not going to spend my time watching those fake ass shows. I said that about reality TV.
Watching wrestling and says that. Life is wrestling, but says that.
But it's different, though. To me, like,
That's
I see reality. Look, I'm sorry if you're a reality TV fan. I'm not really a fan like that. But this is what I was telling my mom.
She's about to describe wrestling. Watch, listen.
I was telling my mom, like, Mom, it's just cheesy, corny, like fake relationship stuff. Like these people don't even really act like that. And it's just mush for your brain.
Rewind just what I said. She's going to describe wrestling and she described wrestling.
That's not true. And you want to know how that's not true? Because when you watch wrestling, you're watching, oh, fuck, I sound like a nerd. You're watching an art form, Reg. Okay? You're watching art. You're telling me my mom sees art on the fucking, I don't know, name me a show. Love is Blind. I don't
If
know.
you can't, you can't judge art off of what, like, if you don't like it, that doesn't mean it's bad.
Oh, is this gonna
I
be the
hate that.
whole this crumbled piece of paper is art
Yes, art,
argument?
even
Oh,
if it's
please.
quote unquote bad art, it's still something in there. Art.
Oh my
Shout out to the
God.
challenge, baby. And like wrestling, wrestling is what you're defending, nerd. Come on.
They're putting their bodies on the line.
They're putting their
every
bodies on the
day.
line at Love Island too, just in a different way.
What are you talking, like STDs?
Body is it's on the line. Everything, Denise.
All right, I'm done. All right, I'm done with this. Okay,
Mhm.
look, I'm sorry. I just think wrestling is superior to reality TV. Okay, sue me.
Wrestling is reality TV, is what I'm saying.
No,
Why not?
cause no,
What's the difference? They fight. They fight on reality TV too.
cause they do it with like
And the
skill
kind
and
of wrestling that,
psychology
and the kind
and-
of wrestling that half the wrestling fans like these days, it's the same shit. They'd be like, turn these matches off. Let's do more stories.
I refuse to say that my life's work and the thing I'm devoting myself to is in that same bracket.
It's all in the same. There's somebody that thinks it's all the same.
No, yeah, I think I've
You
told
know?
the story before, but when I was at
They
Comic
say
Con
fake
last year,
wrestling.
when I was at Comic Con last year, there were these two girls that were mocking
All
the
right.
wrestling Mattel booth. And they were like, wrestling? Who watches that? And I was like, you're at fucking Comic Con. What are you talking about? You know, people see you the way that you're seeing wrestling fans. Oh, I was about to throw down.
I always think this until I start talking to a woman that doesn't care about wrestling at all. And then I listen to myself talking to her and I'm like, I'm the hugest nerd in the world. Like,
Yeah, no, I had a friend that
do
was
something
telling
with my
me,
life.
like, you know, wrestling is, I'm not even gonna say what she said, because when she said it, I was just like, fuck, man, fuck. Like, how do I describe this? She was like, you know, how stupid is that? Like, that guy's just getting in that guy's face and they're just fake talking shit to each other. And I was like, why do you gotta say it like that? It sounds awful when you say it like that. Don't say it like that.
I'm saying the way that you described earlier, I'm like, that's wrestling. There's fake relationships. There's it's fine, but we like it.
No,
It's okay.
I see wrestling more as like in the respectable genre. All right, I'm done. I can't even save myself no more.
You're about the content
Look,
creators
I'm
about to
just
come for
saying,
your ass.
I'm just saying, if you got like reality TV shows to me that are like mush, where it's all about like love and romance, and then you have like TV shows that are like scripted and they put so much good thought in that, right? If those are the two ends of the spectrum, I see wrestling more on that side, not in the wrestling love show.
This shit started in the carnival. I just want to say.
Yeah, but it's 2025 though. We're not in a carnival.
Like,
no more,
I
Reg.
understand what you're saying, and everybody wants wrestling to win Emmys and shit, and we're sophisticated.
I'm not saying all
We're
that.
fucking not. They're on the reality TV side. Denise is trying to be nice to pro wrestling, but it's not some high class, highbrow, respectable ass thing. We watch people dance fight. We watched somebody
Stop it.
slam another person onto mouse traps today. It's not like some high class, oh, I'm better than you. It's all silly.
Yeah, but
This
it's
is all
like
silly.
better though. It's higher
What?
sophistication.
Mouse traps. Somebody got slammed on mouse traps.
Yeah,
today.
but it was done with skill, Reg. With
Stapled her in her vagina.
Why do you guys say the V word? Just say coochie.
Somebody's
say coochie.
vagina got stapled
No,
today.
say
High
coochie.
class. This is highbrow. We need to put this in the fucking loop. No, it's pro wrestling, dude. They do it outside in the backyards and shit, and I've watched it with 10 people before. It's pro wrestling.
You know
It's
what I do
carny,
hate though?
wild.
That if I tell somebody, oh, I watch wrestling, and if my mom tells people like, oh, I watch, 90 Day Fiance, people are gonna say
You're
I'm a
worse.
freak.
You're
I'm
worse.
worse.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have more in common with my mom and the shows that she watches versus me and the shows I watch.
And Denise, I used to be like, well, we're only freaks because there's so much wrestling, but now like these shows are on every single day. Like there's a Love Island 90, like they're as much as pro wrestling. They're starting to be freaks like us. It's crazy.
It's wild out
They're
there.
invested.
Actually, I have a friend who's actually like a does what I do, but in reality TV.
See?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they've got so much content that they could produce all the time, every day. There's a million things.
Crazy. Oh my gosh. We can't believe how did we get into this argument?
I have no idea.
Thank you, Frank. We got Jacob Tatum here who says thoughts on Bryan Danielson becoming AEW full-time commentary. And do you think he will upgrade over Nigel McGuinness? Plus, what will Mark Briscoe's supplication be stipulation be for his match at All Out against MJF? I don't know what the stip will be for that. But as for Bryan Danielson, the second that I saw that announcement was make, I thought perfect because one, you don't really see
Mhm.
guys that are as successful like Bryan Danielson, that are as accomplished as Bryan Danielson, go into commentary like that. We
No.
have been stuck with the same wrestling voices for a very long time. We
Mhm.
need to get some new people out there. Bryan is smart and he is funny. Perfect combo.
I'm like trying to think of all the examples of like a world champion, like top guy going to commentary.
The
It's
only
there's
closest
not
I
a
can
lot of
think
them.
of is Samoa Joe. And
Yeah,
even
but
then, he
it,
wasn't he would
it
like
wasn't full time. It was just
right.
essentially because they needed to fill a spot. This is like this. I think this is the best wrestler of all time, and like he's gonna be talking on the side every week. I think it comes down to do you like heel work or you like baby face work if you compare him to like Nigel? Because Brian's gonna be, I'm happy to be here. I love this wrestling shit. These are all the reasons that you should like it. And we know Nigel does a little bit of the heel thing. I think it's great just because what Brian brings to wrestling in general and hearing just his little tidbits and thoughts on regular stuff that other wrestlers and other commentators might not see is going to be great. I mean, AEW is good because they have Taz and they have wrestlers who know wrestling, but Brian just adds this extra little element just because he's so excited about wrestling. I mean, everybody in AEW feels like in this position is excited, but he's excited in a different way. So this is going to be great.
Yeah. And I don't really love the heel work and like I don't like heel
That's
commentators. It's
I
not really
understand
my
that.
cup of tea. It really
Yeah.
isn't. I prefer a more straightforward. I prefer the style of commentary where you're going to educate me as
Yes.
I'm watching versus kind of being part of the act and kind of stealing away from what you're seeing on the show and like making it about yourself.
That makes
I
sense.
don't like that. Like for like I was never really like a big fan of Nigel on commentary, and I've said that before. Like just really wasn't my style. I
Mhm.
prefer more of the hey, this guy's doing this move because blah blah reason. I
Gotcha.
like that. I want to be
Kind of a more
educated.
neutral. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
I want it just to be like straightforward. Like just tell me what's
Right.
going on. Tell me the story straightforward. Instead, I guess of include. I don't want to hear a commentator include themselves in a story. I want them to paint the story out for me. Like draw it out. Tell me what's going
Mhm.
on.
That makes a lot of sense. And sometimes it could be a little bit overwhelming. Like you say, some those announcers use it to get themselves over. I don't think Nigel does. I'm a big fan of Nigel, but I could understand how you would feel that way if you listen to it in a different way.
Right, right. Thank you so much, Jacob. We got Grapple Geekery here who says, Denise is not for the children, Reg.
That's a
I literally said that
factor.
I take the kids to go trick or treating.
The kids, you say. You just random kids. The kids. They could be anybody, any
Bro,
kid.
I'm Mexican. There's like 50,000 kids in my
That's true.
family. I'm
That's
the
true.
oldest of the bunch.
That's true. And again, you look like them, so it works.
Like
Same
I said,
size,
I
same
take the
height.
kids.
Hmm.
I
You could
even
be a little
throw
minion.
I even throw parties. I had a Christmas party last year for the kids, like a
Oh,
little
did they
Christmas
like it?
party thing. Yeah, we built snowmans. It was great.
How'd you
Not
do
like
that?
with real snow, with styrofoam.
Oh,
Bro,
I
we're in
was
Los
like, what?
Angeles. We don't got real snow.
I was like, damn, Denise went all out. She got snow in her room. That's
You
crazy.
swear. We
Damn.
got Ted Russo here who says, as someone who doesn't watch the trash fed company, I do miss big arena settings for show. My local indie does 2,300 H size places regularly.
Oh, I understand Tenruza because you're like overseas. You don't get to see it on a regular. I honestly, I'm gonna keep it 1,000% of with you guys. I fucking hate arena wrestling. I always have. I
Gosh, you're
always
such a
will.
hater,
I
Reg.
think stadium wrestling is fucking god awful. I
Wait,
want
are you
to
saying like when you're there or when you're watching it? Because I
either
love
any of them.
watching in big venues.
I
There's
think
no way that you don't. Like there's more
I hate
people,
them.
they're louder.
No, most of the time they're not good. Like the sound doesn't work. Like the half the fans are trying to get themselves over. I hate them. I think that stadiums are fucking the worst wrestling experience there is. I've been to so many bad stadium shows. Like
But
I
it
fucking
looks amazing though with so many
looks.
people. And you feel like a magnitude in the building. It feels electric.
Sometimes I've been to a lot of shows, and a lot of times it's manufactured.
Reg,
Yeah.
I've been to so many stadium shows. I've been to so many
Stadium
arena shows.
like
I've
stadium
been to
shows.
both.
Like
And
stadium
both
shows.
have like good
Most of the
magic. It just
stadium
depends
shows
on
I've been to have been
depends on
awful.
the crowd that you're there, because I've been in bad ones. It depends on the crowd, and it depends on what you're seeing on the show.
I've been to like 10 WrestleManias in stadiums, and like 2 of them had good crowds, maybe out of the 10.
Well, you're just extra bougie.
What? No, it's not. I'm here listening
It's all
to these
about
fans.
it's about what you feel in the moment. So if you're feeling like electric and excited, then you're gonna feel that around you. If you're not feeling it, that's on you.
No, it's not on me. If these fans are here being fake, and what I'm saying is I can feel that in the 2300 arena. I don't need 10,000 fans to convince me that we're having fun.
No, but I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I can't hate arena or stadium shows. They make shows look bigger.
That's such a capitalistic way to think of it.
Well, I'm sorry, Reg. If I was running a company, I'd rather sell 50,000 tickets than 10.
I'm not talking about money. Here you go talking about
I'm
money.
Sorry, but these are businesses
I'm
and
talking
they need
about
to run on money,
art.
Reg.
I'm talking about art, wrestling art, something we talked about
I have
earlier.
seen
and
art
doesn't
in the matches
work.
in stadiums and arenas.
Name one.
There's a bunch. Oh my God, Reg, I'm done with you already.
Name one.
All right, speaking of which, we have a very generous super chat, but because Reg doesn't believe in money or capitalism,
it's all about money with you, Denise.
All right, this is going off the rails, okay?
I love it.
Seriously, John Taylor, thank you so much for this
very
generous super chat, which Reg will see nothing of because he's against money.
It's not all about money.
You know what, Reg? 2 people's too much, okay? We got to make this a one-person show. You're out. This is more intimate.
I'm talking about wrestling, you guys. Wrestling, how I feel, how I've experienced it. I had way more fun in Reseda with 300 people than I did with 30,000 people in some bullshit stadium somewhere.
That's on you and what you're seeing.
What?
I'm sorry, I can't explain this to you. John Taylor says, I worked 8 years at Best Buy, then 3 years at Kohl's. Retail is one to make someone hate the holidays. I don't want a lot for Christmas. There's just one thing I need. All I want for Christmas is Blue Chew promo code Denise. Oh shit, that rhymes. That rhymes, right?
When you're getting through it, I'm like, wait, these words go together, I think.
Yeah, it almost sounded like the real song.
You better write this down for December, Denise.
Yeah, I will. John Taylor will memorize it.
John Taylor, thank you, my friend. I've been wondering where you've been at this whole show. You've probably been working, doing things. Appreciate you, brother.
No, but for reals, I think working in any sort of customer service role humbles you. It really, really humbles you.
I went home so many times from Sprint or fucking Copeland's and just been like, what's wrong with people? I've left so many times being like, what's wrong with people? And like, just defeated. I'm like, these are humans. Like, these are human people in the world that are just awful. Like, I'm sorry your phone's broken. I didn't break your phone. Why are you so mad at me, dude? I just work here. You know how many people would come in, Denise, yelling like, I'm gonna burn. I'm like, I didn't do. What did I do? I'm just standing here all the time. What did I do? I'm trying to help you, dude. And they'd be like, this fucking company, fuck Sprint, fuck you. I'm like, yo, this is a hostility, dude.
It's like someone broke their own phone and they're yelling at you.
Dude, all the time. Why they're like blaming me? This is all your fault. I'm like, your phone's broken in half. I just met you. This is not my fault.
I wish I could have seen that. John, thank you so much for the support as always. It really just means a lot. Thank you, John. We got Frank here who says, so December month, Denise and Grinch and Reg Chocolate Santa. I haven't got the BBQ invite to say Black Santa, so Chocolate Santa seems better.
I haven't got the invite. Is hella funny.
Plus Reg grant my wish for Stephanie Vaquer, Kiss of Death. Hail, Reg.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Black Santa's gonna do
Yo.
that for you, brother.
No, we should do that, by the way, for our Christmas show. Like, I'll be the Grinch and you come dress as Santa Claus.
You got to go the whole thing like Jim Carrey.
I'll do the whole thing. Let's go.
I'm with you.
Thank you, Frank. We got Grapple Geeker here who says, Denise, are you saying Reg is a D rider for the D riders? Cold blooded.
Don't
and
say
maybe
that.
people could just run out and attack and reveal their turns, in my honest opinion. That too. Can't we just stick to simple, old fashioned guy runs out there?
Grapple Geekery fucked me up because I was like, oh yeah, just like, what about that? That's a pretty good idea. Like, maybe just run out there. Why does it have to be a hood or anything? Just get to the ring and do it.
But also, yes, Reg is a D rider for the D riders.
Listen, I've been a D rider for the D riders, and I'm gonna keep riding the D until the D riders are on top.
Oh, my ears.
my ears. Come on.
Oh my God. We got John Taylor. Thank you, Grapple Geekery. He says, next time someone tries to clown you for liking and covering wrestling, show them your YouTube pay stub and see who laughs.
That's a fact.
Infamous Raider Loco says, only reality TV I watch after wrestling is Jersey Shore. Yes, again, my birthday is October. I'll be 39. I'm old. Leave me alone. LMFAO. I only watched one reality TV show, and it was years and years ago, and it was The Bachelorette. And
Just
the
one
only
season?
reason, one season, I watched it was the one with Trisha and Ryan, I believe.
I don't know none of these people.
Anyways, they became really famous during that time.
Oh,
Whatever. The point is, I was like 10 years old, and it was when I had to share the TV with my mom.
10 years
So,
old.
yeah, man.
You never seen RuPaul's Drag Race? That show is popular.
I think I've seen like a few minutes of it.
I was at a LA place with the homies one time, and that they were having a RuPaul watch party, and I was like, this is the wildest thing I ever seen. And I work in wrestling.
Wait, was it the show? Was it the show? Was it a Suburban Fight?
Oh, you were there. Yeah. It was after that
host,
show. That's right. That same show. That same fucking show. They were having the party, and I was like, this is crazy.
But I think wasn't it like a gay like bar? Because they had like the men and everything. And I remember that was my first time being in one of those. So I was like, wow. I was like that, like, wow. They had like the guys, they had, what do you call those things that they put on the wall with the neon? The little ones that you see in Las Vegas with the little people, and they're on the wall and they're neon.
Like the go-go boxes thing?
Like it's art on the wall, and it's neon. It's like art. It's art, neon art on the wall. Okay. Well, they had one of a guy, like a really muscular guy with like a big, you know what? And it was all in neon, and it was moving too. And I was like, wow. And I had to host at that show.
And I was like, wow.
I'm not kidding you. And I've never been in an atmosphere like that. And they were all watching RuPaul and the show. What is it? RuPaul's Drag Race?
RuPaul's Drag Race. Yeah.
Yeah, they were all watching that show. So when I said, oh, I watch bits of it, that was
you were talking about it. That's so funny. Yeah, I tell people that story all the time. Like, I was at this watch party, and they were having a great time. It was like they were louder for that than they were for when we started the wrestling show.
Yeah, no, there was I remember there was some drama at that show too.
I mean, most Suburban Fight shows, there was some drama. Were you at the one where Jack Perry? No, Marco. Who broke their leg? Marco Stunt? Who broke that? Was it Jack Perry?
I wasn't at that one, but I was at the one with the tampon and Priscilla Kelly.
I wasn't at that one. Was it Jack Perry that broke his leg, or was it Marco?
No,
Stunt?
it was Marco Stunt, I think.
It was Marco Stunt. I was standing.
No, wait, I might have been there for that actually. I don't remember if I was there for that one, but I was for sure there for the tampon one.
And David Arquette, were you there for David Arquette?
Nah, I wasn't there for David Arquette. That one wasn't that a GCW?
No, afterwards
it was also Suburban Fight.
Afterwards was a Suburban Fight show too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't there yet. I wasn't there yet for that.
Brother. Okay, we're off on a tangent.
Good times, guys. Shit gets crazy out here.
Nightless tangents, all right?
We got Sleaze Boy here who says Coldplay concerts are for rich, cheating couples. Korn concerts are for poor, lonely people that crank it. I know you know. I'm proud and lonely, but got the life.
Bakersfield,
I feel like
baby.
Reg knows this.
Bakersfield, baby. Yeah, there was an incident at a Korn concert. Somebody was having a time, and they caught him on camera, and they got him out of there. So,
oh, I didn't see that.
Don't be weird.
Sleaze boy, you're crazy, all right? You want good stuff, you go listen to Taylor Swift. I'm not even rating this. Sleaze boy, you know who you're tending this to. All right, we
I
got
mean,
Daniel Robledo here who said, I'm not speaking to you nor Sleaze boy at the
I'm not
moment.
saying anything. I'm not saying nothing.
All right. Daniel Robledo says WWE keeps running the same stadiums. Again, AEW needs to do Yankee Stadium. I'm with you, man.
Yeah, I probably just like there was a lot of my personal experience there, and most stadium shows I just haven't had a good time. So I'm probably projecting. I understand why people like them.
Chaz Moses says, I'm with Reg. Smaller venues feel more intimate.
Hmm. But like money is cool. But like I would rather watch wrestling with 1,000 people than 100,000 people.
Well,
But
no,
that's
and
just me.
remember there's that quote in The Great Gatsby that says that bigger parties are more intimate. I didn't quote it right, but there's a quote in there.
Okay, I believe you.
It's there, trust me. Great,
You're
hold on,
looking it
Great
up.
Gatsby party quote. Yeah, because the way I said it didn't feel like
It
brilliant
didn't hit
enough.
that hard.
It
Like when
didn't
you
hit
said it,
hard.
I was like,
No,
I'm
but
waiting for
there's a
something
quote.
profound, but this isn't that profound.
No, okay, here we go. Quote, and I like large parties. They're so intimate. At small parties, there isn't any privacy. Hey,
Okay, yeah, I
Great
hear it. That
Gatsby.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yes, because
Hmm.
big parties, no one's noticing you. You ever been in a party with 5 people and everyone's looking at each other?
Yeah, it's so weird. We're like, oh, we're all right here. I can hear you, what you're saying, and I can hear what you're doing. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. Okay.
Hmm.
Exactly. Thank you, Chaz Moses. We got Ten Ruza here who says Reg out here showing how many big shows he's been to. I have never been to a Mania and it looks like I never will. The grandeur is incredible. It is incredible. I have to second that.
It's fun. I had a lot of fun, a lot of times.
Yeah, you hate them so much. You went to how many WrestleManias?
I went to 10.
And you hate them. You hate the big events so much. You went 10 times.
I mean, like 4 or 5 of them, my friends were like, "You gotta go," and I was like, "I think I'm out." I was trying to
No
be out for like
excuses,
4
Reg.
years,
You
but I
still
went.
went.
I did go.
You
Yeah, I've been to
still
10
went.
of those fucking things. Yeah.
So now I win the argument. All right, we got
Mhm.
Jacob Tatum here who says when Tony and Mercedes Moné lose their respective titles, who beats for it because they can't have the belts forever. Plus, who would be a better babysitter? What?
I think Megan Bane's gonna beat Toni Storm, and I think Mercedes is hard because I think there's a lot of prospects like Stat, Willow, Athena. Like I think there's some numbers of that who could beat her. That one seems a little bit harder for me, but I think that Megan Bane's going to be the one to beat Toni, and I think Mercedes probably has
I'm
more.
not there yet with Megan defeating Tony.
Yeah, you're not going to be. I think
Mm-mm.
that Mercedes has more things in her house, so she would be a better babysitter. Like she could distract the baby. Like Toni doesn't seem like she has a lot of things, and I
Yeah,
think
but playing peekaboo with Tony would be so much more fun, though.
that's true. You're bringing up a good point. You're bringing up a good point. Yeah, she does have good peekaboo faces. So,
That's what I'm
mhm.
saying.
And she has like elaborate costumes. She might.
I
Yeah,
might go with Tony.
you're right.
I'm gonna
You're
go with
right.
Tony.
Yeah, it might work. She could put on one of her fabulous vests and stuff. She could entertain a kid for hours with that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. Thank you,
Hmm.
Jacob. We got John here who says Denise trying to deny my ability to help Reg put his future stepchildren, Nick Wade and Kip Sabian, through college. For shame.
Straight up. What about the kids, Denise? What about the kids?
All right. Adam Page versus Josh Alexander. This match was great. I love
Yeah.
this match. This was a good freaking match. Let me see. I'm trying to think. My brain is all trying to remember what happened on the show now. But I think it was more so damn. I don't know, Reg. I'm blanking right now. Fuck. What happened in this?
A lot. I think they built it as a grudge match, so there was a bunch of moments where it's got a little bit more aggressive. They did a couple of sick outside spots. They were on the guardrail for a while. Josh Alexander got
Yeah.
knocked into the crowd, kicked a couple of
Yeah.
people. That spawned a conversation on us wanting to get kicked outside. It was mostly just the story of Josh Alexander going for the ankle lock. There was a lot of attempts at Hangman with the buckshot or the dead eye, and Josh Alexander would slip out the back, lock on an ankle lock. That's kind of his thing.
All right, Reg. I said like to remind me something. You broke down every move in the
I
match.
thought we were getting into it. It was they were trading Death Valley drivers in the ring on the apron. I thought it was a super
And then he
strong
took
match.
2 steps to the right and he did a spitteroonie.
2 steps forward, 2 steps back. We come together because opposites attract. No, super fun. Match opening, show opening. They took up like the first 30 minutes with the match and then the promo with Kyle Fletcher. Like this was Hangman's beginning, you know?
Yeah, it definitely was. I just thought overall, like, I like the counters that you mentioned. Like, that was a really good moment too. And we were
Hmm.
seeing that all that stuff on the outside. That was very, very enjoyable. I honestly didn't even want this match to end because
Right.
I just felt like, dude, I had been waiting for these kinds of interactions. We were talking about how Josh Alexander, he's when was it? I think like last week, we were talking about how people thought he would be doing a little bit more on the show. But then I thought, you know what? It just seems like he's cool. Like he's having fun doing the graps and whatnot. But I don't know what the realistically goal or the end game will be for Josh Alexander. I don't know if he's going to end up becoming, what champion, what's the highest degree that he's going to get on the show. I
Hmm.
don't know. And that's the thing that I'm intrigued by. So that's why having matches like this with Hangman Page is what I wanted to see, like what we were going to get out of this.
Yeah, I think there's a bunch of guys in Josh Alexander's position, Denise, that AEW puts in big moments, but you never see him get a lot of wins. And I think that's that point of the mid card guys and who's going to become to the next level. There's a bunch of guys, if you give them wins, they could get to that next level. And I think Josh Alexander is one of those guys because if fans see you as just the one that's going to come in here, Don Callis family kind of has that of like they put up the strong showings, they have strong stories, but they never really win anything. You're going to have some of these guys start to get the wins, start to be in these big programs and moments with the top guys and with the champions. And I think Josh Alexander being in this, the one reason, like I was describing earlier about Kyle Fletcher and the problem I kind of have with where he is that he became the TNT champion, and I wanted to see him do more, and that's where I think the division a guy like Josh Alexander would excel in. And I hate that AEW has they tend to do this, Denise. We've seen it before. Person wins the championship and then they're immediately in a different division. It happens very often in Ring of Honor. A person will win the Ring of Honor title, and then they're over here in AEW. And that's kind of what happened with Kyle. Was like he won the TNT champion. I think he was establishing something, and some injuries and some unfortunate moments got him to be the one to challenge Hangman Adam Page. And I think it's going to be a great match. The story they told today was amazing, but we need to see that division fleshed out more, and we need a defending champion. And I want that to happen. And this is kind of a good thing for Kyle Fletcher, but the division needs to be focused on more with him being the champion.
I think that that's part of the reason why there was no one there for Hangman.
Yeah,
Because like you said, certain people kind of stay in certain spots unless they're prepping them up for something more. And I
unless.
think that's what
Mhm.
we've been seeing with the Don Callis family, where you do have a lot of guys that could be that guy, but it's not happening because they're all sort of in
Mhm.
the same spot. Like, yes, they can go, but you're not taking anybody legitimately as a threat to Hangman
Right.
and his AEW World Championship. And that's the part that
Exactly.
not just with Will and Swerve being gone because of their good wrestling, but also the fact that those are guys that you legitimately believe, okay, can actually take the title away from Hangman Page. We
Yes.
don't really have that right now. And as much as
Mhm.
I'm excited for Kyle and Hangman, I know Kyle's not stripping Hangman off the
Right.
title.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not gonna happen. And
Mhm.
like MJF's, caught up with stuff with Mark Briscoe, and that's been fun. But I feel like the Mark Briscoe MJF storyline has gone a little bit too long to the
Mhm.
point where, and I know they kind of broke it up for a second to deal with the stuff with Hangman and all and MJF, but I don't know that I'm necessarily as invested in it as maybe everybody else is.
No, I totally hear you. I think it has to do with Max does a lot of like not stop and start, but he stretches it and there be a part where you're like, you'll get to the end, you're like, damn, they've been doing this for 6 months or something, blah, blah, blah. And it always feels like a little bit extra. We've gotten a few matches and them, a few angles and a few things, and we've seen like, I don't know, I think we felt like we've already gotten the resolution. You're like, well, why are you guys still doing this? I thought that we already did it, but I'm not going to be mad at the match. Them getting a big pay-per-view match, I think is good for Mark Briscoe. MJF needs something that's not exactly Hangman if he's not going to win the belt. So I like it, but I can hear of like they're still kind of doing this type deal. A thing that Max has to start to get like he needs to start shaving some time off of his feuds.
I also just think that I also know what I expect already, I guess, from Mark Briscoe.
Yeah.
And like I know he's not gonna be, defeating certain people or what. I don't know. Like, just like, again, like you mentioned, that resolution, it just already feels like it's there. And
Yeah.
I think I kind of want to see just, I don't know, I want to see different stuff, different feuds. Like, I was digging what we were getting with MJF and Hangman, but that felt very brief. It felt
It did.
so brief. And maybe I still wanted a little bit more there.
Yeah, no, you bring up some great points though, like you were saying with Kyle. There's nobody that really feels like a real threat though to Hangman. Like when we're thinking of guy who can beat Hangman or who can challenge, there's a lot of people that I think can challenge him, but who can like we're gonna really be into the false finishes. We're gonna really think this guy's gonna beat Hangman. That's a pretty short list right now. Like I think Kyle is going to be world champion eventually, but I don't think now is the time.
Yeah, we got Dan Jackson here who says you can talk about how Stokely still can't get hosts. That's true. That's definitely true. We got John Taylor here who says Kelly Connection post shows be like, we don't talk about the show for an hour, followed by Reg breaking down every move in the opening match, jogging Denise's memory of the show, sponsored by Blue Chew.
I don't know how I remember. That was so long ago. That was like 2 hours
I
ago.
know, you
Mhm.
sicko.
Mhm.
That's all you being a sicko right there.
Love wrestling. I love the
Thank you,
greatest.
John. We have all right, we got to get into the women's match here. We had Alex Windsor and Riho defeating Mercedes Moné and Emi Sakura, with Riho submitting Emi. Dude, okay, so I think for me, what it was during this match was mainly just seeing the interactions here between Riho and Mercedes. Like they had a couple of
Yeah.
cool little moments there. It didn't really feel like too long of a match, but it was just enough to get by, I feel.
We've been talking about all-star eight-man tags, and I think that my co-host and friend Philip Lindsay brings up a good point. New Japan utilizes this kind of strategy of they'll do a lot of multi-man matches, but they're telling stories within the matches and they're telling what is eventually to come. Like if you see a first-time wrestler interaction, you'll usually see it in a multi-man match, and you'll see how the match is kind of going to work. And I think that's what this tag match was. Is like I was excited about Mercedes and Riho going into a match when they announced it last week because I know the type of wrestlers that they are and what they bring. But seeing them today in the ring got me even more excited because I saw exactly the thing that I was thinking of. You're going to see Mercedes in this I'm a heel. I'm going to try to defeat you. I'm bigger than you. Find I'm rarely bigger than a lot of wrestlers. And now I get to impose that will. Rio's going to bring that heart, everything that we've known her for, and bring the fight to Mercedes. When they get down to the nitty gritty and they're really going at it and they're fighting back and forth, it's going to feel like an epic contest. And I think a lot of that was on display today. Seeing Alex Windsor back on TV is great. I think she's been doing amazing. And Emi Sakura was in there too. They had some couple of great strike exchanges. I thought this was a really fun, not too long tag match. It should have been longer though.
Yeah, I think for me with Mercedes, when she's been knocking it out of the park in the matches.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that I do want to see more of is what we saw with her and Tony, because her and Tony, it just wasn't about the match. It was also
No.
the additional story behind it. So I
Right.
wonder if we're going to get a little bit more story in her matches, because for as long as she's been champion, Mercedes, how many big storylines has she had during her time as champion?
Not too many that like are fleshed out and they're doing promo battles and they're getting all the TV time. I think Tony and
Jamie for a while there, but even then, that was a
Jamie,
little bit of a different
Willow
situation.
got a little bit. She got a little bit with Stat. Stat was they told some stories, but not like fully. We're in the ring. We're getting to be in front of the fans. Besides just the matches, I totally agree with you.
That's the part that I do want to see more of when it comes to Mercedes'
Mm-hmm.
work. And maybe they'll do it a little bit more so with Riho. But as someone mentioned earlier, that they don't even
It's next
remember
week.
ever hearing Riho really talk. Right.
Yeah.
And the match is already next week. God,
Mm-hmm.
it's going by so fast. I think that's the one thing that's like really that I'm missing more so during Mercedes's run. That's the one thing.
And this match is even less story. They just like Rio came back. They've had a match. They're telling stories with the match, and I can see why people would want a little bit more.
We got Ten Ruza here who says Reg Dream All In venue like 30K plus Tokyo Dome question mark.
Yeah, because Tokyo Dome's probably like my
I
number
thought you were
one.
gonna come out with some like really great brand new
No,
brand new prediction.
I was trying to think of like what's the one venue that I haven't been to, and it's probably the Tokyo Dome, even though it is gigantic. But some places you have to experience. Like I went to a show at Madison Square Garden, and I think it was too much arena, but being in Madison Square Garden was awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Let's get into this main event over here because we ended up seeing dang, Bro Dito and the Ops and freaking Shabbat. Oh, well, there you go, the Ops, Shibata, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Samoa Joe
He's one of
with
the
Bro
ops.
Dito. Yeah, yeah. Name all the Ops while I'm at it. Versus the Death Riders and the Young Bucks. There were some cool moments that we saw backstage too, like the Young Bucks and catering, having to eat with everybody else instead of having their steaks like the EVPs. And dude, I liked this match. I did not like the finish though. I didn't like and I get it. You know, I maybe I didn't like the finish. Honestly, it wasn't like anything was done bad and it added to the story. I didn't like the finish because I didn't want the match to end. That's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
stupid actually, but that's
Mhm.
how I felt about it. I didn't want this match to end though. I loved all of it, all of it, all of the big moments that they had with these guys was just so good. Freaking Bandito, bro. Like this guy's been on fire. Claudio trying to do the big swing on Brody King was like
Oh
super
yeah.
memorable. I
Run it
thought he
back.
was even going to try to go for it again. Bandito with the Young Bucks. I don't even know. They did so much fucking hoopla in this. It was very enjoyable.
I love seeing their interactions this last 2 months, maybe. They've interacted in like tag matches and these multi-man matches. Bandito and Bucks are just a great combination of people. I think last week's multi-man match was so fantastic. It was one of the best we've ever seen in AEW Dynamite history. That this one, like Denise said, I wanted more, and it seems like there was another gear that they can get to because we've seen them get to another gear. It seems like when they started to go into the high impact stuff and everybody getting their shit in, then it was over. There's a different type of wrestlers in this. Like the ops don't do long, fleshed out matches. They kind of get to it, get the job done. Death Riders like shenanigans in their matches, so they're not gonna just go high spot for high spot foo with you. That's just not how they work. But I thought it was fun seeing a lot of these guys interacting, seeing the big homie in there with the meat chants and throwing the
Oh
spine
yeah,
busters,
yeah.
getting to interact with Brody standing next to him. All that shit looked good. Seeing the DeathRiders dominate another main event and be out there, a turn to
Dominate? That's
face.
how you're calling it? Dominate?
I made that all up. But yeah, shout out to the Young Bucks, another main event. They've been doing some tremendous work. Post All In. All In was maybe my favorite tag match of the year. And now everything post that has been even better. They are the tag team of the year for me. So seeing them consistently in these main events every week, Denise, has been great.
Dang, I was gonna say tag team of the year, bro. I'm gonna have to say like it's Young Bucks and Brodito for me.
Bro, Dito's crazy.
Yeah,
They are
I was gonna
fucking
say they
woo.
gotta be in the running, bro.
Dude, their matches feel like the energy that
Fun.
I love. Like when I feel giddy about pro wrestling, like that's how their matches make me feel.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to really think about this when we get to our year. I mean, we still got like what September, October, November, December. We got 4 months,
It's
okay?
coming, damn.
4 months. Brodito can steal that title from the Young Bucks, Reg. When
That's
we
a
get
fact.
to our 2025 best stuff, oh, that's gonna be a fun topic.
They just got announced for CMLL, and they're gonna defend the AEW World Tag Team Champion. So they're going to try to beat them for sure.
We got Ten Ruza here who says, Reg, you've lived the wrestling fandom I wanted.
Spent a lot of money outside. I've traveled a lot of miles. I've sacrificed a lot of stuff. I probably could have like not broken up with people because
You broke up with people over wrestling?
I mean, it's played a role. I remember I had a huge fight with my ex-girlfriend because NXT was coming to San Jose, and she was like, "Don't go to this show." And she was like, I don't know what her deal was, and I
What
was
was
like,
her reasoning for you not going to the show? Did she have a good reason?
I don't remember. I was just like, if wrestling is in town, Victoria, shout out to my ex-girlfriend Victoria. If wrestling is in town, I have to go. Like, there's nothing. I was a freak. I was like, if wrestling is coming, I'm going to this fucking show. And like, I ended up going to the show, and she was so fucking mad at me.
Okay, let me ask a follow-up question. How many shows were you going to in like a month?
Oh, not a lot because it was in San Jose, and I wasn't watching that much wrestling.
So you are going to like one show a month?
Probably
If
like that was the one. Like I hadn't seen a show in like 3 months prior to that.
And she didn't let you go to NXT.
She didn't want me to. I went. That's the game.
I don't know. I see you dated some toxicas, Reg. I don't know how else to put it, all right?
No, I'm the toxica. It's me.
I don't know, man. I mean, I can't imagine,
prioritized wrestling over people. Like I'll admit that.
Look, I'm sorry. I went to 3 Eras Tours concerts and I didn't think that was enough. I go every time wrestling is in town. I go too. That doesn't mean that I'm putting myself over somebody else.
What if you are though?
That's only if you were doing it like every weekend. If every weekend you were like, I'm going to these wrestling shows and you can't stop me, then okay, maybe we'd have a problem, right?
I was going to less wrestling back then, honestly.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's why it doesn't feel like a reason. Drama, Reg.
I mean, we're not together anymore. That's what I'm saying. These things played a role.
I can see why.
These are things, you know?
I'm just saying, let people do
wrestling.
It. You have no idea how many times I encourage my husband. I'm like, go to this, go do that. Go. He's a homebody. He loves his favorite thing in the world is staying at home and watching sports. I'm like, okay, fine. Like, do your thing. Like, yeah, I think you watch way too much sports. Yes. But I also tell him, like, hey, go to the game. Go do a road trip with blah, blah. Like, you know, go have fun. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, okay, cool.
I don't think she was trying to be like, don't go enjoy stuff. But like, when you are obsessive like I am and like wrestling.
Reg, I have 2 obsessions. Taylor Swift and wrestling.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. You need to fucking relax.
I'm sorry. I went to 3. I've actually seen
Taylor I have 10
like 15
Taylor Swift
times.
records that are all collectible. Yeah, everybody's normal around here.
Look, let me tell you, my Taylor Swift fandom has never gotten me broken up with on a relationship.
That's true. I mean, there you go.
Okay.
There you go. I mean, wrestling
Wait, are you
has
still
got
friends
me.
with your ex?
No.
Okay, good. Because I didn't want her to come beat me up.
I don't think I'm friends with any of mine. That always seems like that's another story for another. We could talk about for 2 hours on a podcast.
All right, really quick.
Being friends with your exes? No. None of them.
I have a couple on Facebook.
Facebook friends, that's different. I'm talking about like, do you talk to them? Do you text them? Do you?
No, God, no. But I have like my 8th grade boyfriend. I'm friends with him on Facebook. My 5th grade boyfriend, he's on my Facebook. Like I see him and his wife now, and it's no big deal.
5th grade, 8th grade? Hell no.
Yeah, my 5th grade, 8th grade boyfriends are still there.
No, I wiped them all. You're gone. See you later, lady.
But yeah, everybody else is gone though. There's no one else that's on my Facebook list. It's only actually, now that I think about it, it's only my 5th grade boyfriend and my 8th grade boyfriend.
Why them two?
Honestly, I really don't know. I think because they're like married with other people, so it's not like a big deal.
It's not weird.
Yeah, it's not weird. It's like we were little kids. We didn't even like do anything. So it was like little kid stuff, you know, nothing too serious. So it's sweet. It's fine. It's like, hey, you were a human that I once knew. So, hey, congratulations on your life on Facebook.
No, I know people even, that are
comment or anything.
I know people that are friends with like you know.
No, I would die. Like I would die. Like if my husband was friends with his exes, I would die. Like no, I'm sorry. Not to be toxic.
Even his 5th and 8th grade ones, you'd be mad?
I mean, it depends if he did something with his 5th and 8th grade girlfriends.
God,
I don't know.
Double standards.
Well, I mean, if it was a cute, hey, we held hands, okay, fine. I won't be upset. Yeah, I would be upset.
You would be. You're a freak. You damn double standards.
All righty, guys. That is it. That is our post show for today.
Hell out of here.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you had a good time, we're here every Wednesday. Subscribe to the channel. I will be here this Friday to stream both SmackDown and Worlds Collide, so you guys can come in here and have a good time for that. Alrighty, everyone. Thank you guys so much. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Peace.